Hello, hello. Playing again, almost to the week. I haven't touched this game in over a week, and I've been missing it. But work, I have to do work. It's just a little freebie today, because why not? Probably gonna be streaming till 10. Seems like a right time. Oh, have a go. Stream till 11. Why not? Be a little daring. Actually get through some shit today. So it is a Wednesday. I think we have talked to the queer guy. Did I pay?
Can I help you?
I don't have much money. I'm not gonna do that yet.
Oh, hello, dear. I didn't notice you at first.
The water lock on the canal was broken, so your husband probably just got stuck on the other side of the coast.
Oh, my. What happened to the water lock?
Word around the canal is some weird new cryptid destroyed it.
Oh, now you're just having fun at an old woman's expense. In any case, thank you for looking into this. It takes a weight off my shoulders. Thank you both.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired, and it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome. I was going to do it anyway. We're gonna meet some fishing people, from what I remember. Ooh, is that a cookie jar? It's a money jar! Even better! I can buy like half a pack of cookies, half a pack of Jaffa cakes with that. Ooh, how wonderful! I've got um, a pair of dice I need to get. I need a flashlight and a crowbar. Let's explore. I killed the bear. This guy's a waste of electricity. It's this way. Hello.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
You should be. You should choose your words carefully. Yeah, I'm looking for a die. You die.
Very good. That will be 7 real for one custom die.
Here you go.
One universal die for Wirral Untethered.
The dice maker opens her desk drawer and hands you a die.
It feels icy. Just holding this die in your hand sends a jolt of cold down your spine. Through the dark resin, you can make out a nugget of bone, hewn from an alligator's jaw.
Spooky. Cool. What does it say? The standard 24-sided role-playing die can be used to get results for several dice. It's made of alligator jawbone cast in acrylic resin and embellished with frost motifs. Looks like a minuscule blizzard is stuck in there. Note! Look at the map tab in journal to see which white chicks have opened. Okay. Does it open some white tasks? All of them look pretty impossible. Gonna save for later. Now where to go? I do not remember. Okay. Oh yeah. I gotta do my part and pick up the trash. Can I talk to you? No. Shit ain't nothing to me. Have any dialogue? Lady?
The
Nope.
woman before you.
Let's go to the water rock.
A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where an indicator light used to be, and a mechanical lever sitting in the middle. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Whoa! No way! Yippee!
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
Can't promise you that, Kim. I like exploring. The radio relay hums with electricity. Money! Money, 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 money. The traffic beyond the gate, more abandoned motor lorries. The sign says no entry. Someone scribbled an inverted star on it. Okie dokes. The breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside. Is there? Yay! Let's search for the perimeter first. Someone has broken down the fence and the barbed wire. How naughty. The swing is missing and no one's been here for a long time.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened here?
In this yard?
The lieutenant looks at the small building. A flock of grey swallows takes off in the distance.
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscure. For cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
Wait, what's a block obscure?
A black bloc. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
So this part of the coast is a block obscure?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
Maybe they left something useful behind.
Yes, for you to scavenge like a post-apocalyptic scavenger who collects trash and errant magnesium blisters.
Yes, that's my whole MO. Ugh.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
Oh, look, there's money. And shit. Glory, says the graffito to the ghosts of us. Someone has left their music collection beneath the tarpaulin. Get it! The smallest church in Saint Saints. Does it work? Can we play a sad song? Can we finally play karaoke? The tape you found from Shack on the Coast. The A side has smallest church in Saint Saints written on it, while the B side is supposed to contain the instrumental version. Requires a boombox to play. I feel like I've seen a boombox somewhere. Maybe we could just go. Let's see about later. Through broken glass, dusty shelves, and forgotten chair. It doesn't look like a big house. Look. A cold breeze is enough to make the wall of planks creak. You see a dark red chair in the dim light of the room. Interesting. Kind of looks like a torture chamber. The bushes are too thick and thorny to pass through. They got ass, cinder blocks, charred, a makeshift fire pit with magazines for lighting.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to
Okay. Where are the people? That's not interesting. What does that mean? So you have a hat, a bow tie, and what is that? Let's be dramatic. We change paths. This is really an outfit. Bougie. The sea dust covered the linens, dried the tulips in the bed. White curtains had been drawn shut, no looking in. Colors, using. There's quick travel in this game? A wetting stone, well worn and rusted. I don't think. Maybe it's necessary. Construction material. Whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. People! So some people have managed to survive him. Oh, come on. What's over there? Is that... Do you need chroma for it? Yes. Well... Cool. Nope, let me have
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street, before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What did the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley, craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern number 312D. Young girls used to come here huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
Weren't there any boys?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade.
Sounds good.
There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat
Oh,
about
no.
200 paces away, right at the turn.
A dead dog?
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
Kim, you aren't only a murderer, or a dog murderer, or it could have been me, I guess.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
You didn't have to tell me about the dead dog. A flower trial where nothing really grows, maybe in spring. Hard to see the details. The colors are warm and welcoming, a cozy though. Sounds nice. The street sign is illegible below the graffito. Yeah, let's chat to this lady. Okay.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Can I pet them?
Then how does she know you're here?
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
We're cops. We're hellraisers. Click, click, bang, bang.
No, you're not. I've seen you around here before. 12 years ago. You didn't raise any hell. You were quite helpful, actually. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
What kind of an ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
The only hound mentioned was the one that someone killed on the way here.
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me that?
Maybe they are afraid.
But why? Cops are always so friendly. We're the good guys.
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Oh, it's in the area you can sleep. Why could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave.
Just like your children?
That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill
Woo!
from the village to the RCM.
Wait, hold on, you're just giving it to me?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
There's this guy, Gart, who makes me give him money every night just so I don't die out in the cold.
That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours.
Wait, why isn't anyone using it?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
Hmm. I don't like Gart anyways. You've got yourself a tenant.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the place.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Yep. What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
I don't know, there are still religious people existing in our current day.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
A pillar of community. What else is down the coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Which is it then, apartments or electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
That's it. There's got to be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End.
Will do.
Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible.
Nothing is impossible, surely.
Especially when you have a crowbar at your disposal.
And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
What is in this fishing village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap, a blank spot on the map, just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
Who else lives in this village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they are away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Who? What drunks?
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Is there a way to make a little money around here?
Here, for you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
There's got to be something here. Tell me!
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
What's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Sad.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Call me Harry.
Why, I guess I will, Harry. Aye, it just rolls off the tongue. I used to know a Harry. Strong lad, but dumb as a rock.
Well, I am also very stupid. What happened to him?
He did too many narcotics. So many, he fell off his boat and split his skull on a buoy. Folks who saw it say his head cracked open like a melon. Nasty, nasty.
I was asked to get your signature.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says.
I don't trust him. I don't like that he's a skeezy businessman. And I forgot to read it. I could have. I don't trust that he would make a little youth center. I think it would be a laundry scheme to I don't know, train people to be his goons. Or drug room. Actually, never mind. I won't bother you with this.
Nothing good ever comes from paperwork, in my experience.
Goodbye, I'm off. Oh yes, thank you again. You gotta scavenge some more. You can't seem to go indifferent.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangements. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Okay.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
Yay. A place to truly call my own. Woo.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Still not touching over 10-foot pole. You see the waves, the sea, the church. Old science fiction magazines, books about bird watching, an almanac from 39. Its intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth. The floorboards creak under your step. Still looks better than the apartment I trashed.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Is shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew.
Maybe later. I don't know, tell me. Should Harry shave his fabulous mutton chops?
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Inside you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. Or Veskin. Leave me alone! Hi kids, do you like
The
violence?
scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Hey, where is your mom?
The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game.
You guys look identical. Are you some kind of twins?
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
Oh.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
And who are you, Kid Master General?
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
Dopely dopely. This is a pretty huge space. Money. What is that? Oh. Interesting attire. Yeah, I like a detective hat.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look him, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
The lieutenant also nods. It is quite a scene. The two of you standing next to the broken wall of an abandoned building, nodding along. The lieutenant is nodding so hard it looks like his head is about to snap off his neck. The lieutenant matches your nodding pace. He's a true professional at this. The nodding's reaching critical mass. You can't take this much longer, Captain.
Keep nodding, goddammit! Save the course!
A small bead of sweat runs down the side of the lieutenant's face as he maintains his nodding. It's too much. You can feel your vertebrae starting to crack, your muscles groaning.
Just one more.
As the lieutenant takes out her handkerchief and softly taps the sweat off his temple, a faint crack echoes through the coast. Abort! Abort! No. Shit, it's too late.
Oh shit! Fuck hell!
Busted the neck, did you? Glad I stopped when I did. My neck was really starting to hurt. Don't worry, little man. Now we should get going.
Oh, was it? I already forgot.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread
It's
across the
visual
crowd.
calculus. Can I do anything about it? Well, I'll try it.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread, unable to piece together the big picture just now. There's a hole in their hypothesis.
I'm dumb.
The scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant smiling mouth, smiling its deadly smile, laughing at you and the world and the living.
That's happy. Ancient paint is peeling off a reverse shading the bench, covered in dust. Rust. It was a door. Open the door. At least look at it. The door is not only barred shut, it's inaccessible. That's bull honky. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Sunglasses. Hell yeah. No boat in the boathouse today. And probably ever. A boy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. It's a guy. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still, they won't light up. I think I found the cryptozoologists. Tiny cages carefully constructed.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys.
It's Steve
Not out of
Irwin.
this gem.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
The crypto fascist. What?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be moral.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The water lock's been fixed. That's fine when I crossed it. I even opened it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work. For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
How did you become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
Have you ever discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long, about 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have been proven to be real?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Grad, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Good for you for having hope. 2 out of 4,000 is not even 1%.
In fact, it is 0.05%. Ever more magnificent, should our search contribute to making that number 0.075%.
Holy shit! So you're living your childhood dream out here?
It's not child's play, just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
I don't. It's a profession just like any other.
Indeed. My methods do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
So, what kind of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
Well, good for keeping the magic alive.
Yes?
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it. Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
Sure.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
What sort?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
How big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea.
If it was giant, you would find it
about
already.
the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
Seems puny, to be honest.
Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long,
Would be glory itself.
What have you discovered about it so far?
very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real. By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena said there has been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Got it. Parthenosis.
Parthenogenesis, meaning the females don't need males to reproduce, makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
This arouses no special feelings in me.
And it shouldn't. Nature does not concern herself with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate.
There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about the insect.
Let's talk to Gary.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Okay, he is a fascist.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
Kim has a burn book.
Yellow man. That sounds awfully familiar. Something to keep in mind for later.
What if Kim just has a death note?
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Yeah, I'm more of a city boy too.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
Degenerates? I've been trained to identify the slightest hint of degeneracy by the preeminent authority of it on it.
Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific way.
Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
It seemed as if you were calling to it longingly when you cried, "Yellow man!"
Oh, no, that's not... Why would I be calling to a broken mug?
Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
Ooh. We can get paid. I am. For 100 real.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Quakos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
No, Kim, take it seriously. He feels bad.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
But why would you take off the clothes in the first place?
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor. I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
I hope I could help your investigation in my small way.
Wait, does this mean you've been in his apartment on Everart's behalf? That was his colonial mug collection. Perhaps this could soften him up further.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one?
Yeah.
Well, this is that racist.
Are you, Gary? Are you a racist?
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
The lieutenant is a native of Rivishal.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way, but I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Doesn't matter. Waste of time anyway. Gotta keep moving.
Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling rags?
I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
He's not feeling too comfortable in his own skin. Odd, I'd say. Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
So, Gary, you live nearby, in an apartment in Martinez?
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
And you're a big man from Heimdallfan?
How?
I saw the poster in your apartment, you know. I'm a Heimdallman fan myself.
But why were you in my apartment, officer?
Mr. Everard Claire asked me to get your door open. I figured I'd take a look around while I was at it.
So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
Try not to share yourself, Gary. It's just an open door.
What could it be about? I probably talked too loud. In the whirling. About some theories I had. Whatever it is, I'm done with it. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
Why is he shifting around like that?
Is he? He's looking comfortable
Aww.
enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
I don't know which one to choose. Are you currently sporting some anal beads?
You wouldn't be able to hear if you were wearing anal beads. Please excuse my colleague's humor. Working these murder cases is taking a toll on us both. You don't quite have to answer that yet.
Kim, you don't know shit about gay people.
Of course.
He forces a grin, no doubt hiding some colossal anal beads up his butt as he does so. Thank you for your cooperation. Oh look, a can.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
You and Kim know each other? Let's proceed. Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
What was about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall. No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately.
I love words.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? And could I have it?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
Could I have some of that unimportant money then?
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I was talking in more general terms. I'm just spending time with my kid here, showing him around the lesser-known parts of our hometown. It wouldn't be wise to carry huge amounts of cash on such expeditions.
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff. Does he work out?
By the way, do you work out?
I do some Lomantang stick fighting now and then.
I'm not really interested in the practice. I just want to know how often you work out. Now and then. That's what, like, once a week?
Lomantang stick fighting is a little like a Berolidin addiction. I've been practicing it for nearly 20 years now, so you could say that my doses have grown a little peculiar.
Wait, what does this man know about Pyrrolidon addiction?
Hold on. Herodian addiction? What an interesting metaphor. Or perhaps not a metaphor at all.
You got me, detective. But my history should hardly come as a surprise.
Dad's fighting with sticks every night after dinner for 4 hours. He has a special room for that, and a special costume.
Thanks, Michael.
That's right, Mikhail. It also has a meditative quality. Helps to clear my head. But anyway.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Research and development.
It looks old and weathered. with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
What's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, research and technological development.
Mayor Kalpa, you are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
He doesn't really fit the town vibe. He's too chipper. I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was my ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Wowza!
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. 10 years ago,
Oops.
I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
It is a silly name.
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center. Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Juiced. What are you talking about?
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
The RCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. So they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07. Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases, the most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year '02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album Bombessier dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
But of course, what else?
Great, thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Looks like tomorrow never came.
So mysterious, so dark, sad. Oh, what could have been? This place could have been a pioneering industry. But war. Can I go back? No. Oh.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot bow?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his shoulders. It's reflex.
Nice. Okay. Trash can, trash can. Makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the bold rock habitable. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Oh, dang it.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on, that is awful.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that.
Oh, I thought it would be booze.
Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
The second corpse. Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits. When damp, these boards are really slippery. Even a sober man could lose their balance here. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Is it the same one I have?
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum.
No.
Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario, even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. A .75-liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Okay.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
Looks like just another old drunkard to me.
And he was married.
Sad.
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
But maybe it was poisoned. That's why he slipped. Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Do you think he was a drunk?
Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior.
I still think the kebab made it.
But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of
What should we do
identifying
with
the
him?
body. From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. No need to rush.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor,
Oh,
plus
goody.
some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Touch it.
The cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound as you thrust your finger into it. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
Think bigger. It could have been multiple seagulls.
You should still take it.
Can I actually wear it? Thank God. Oh, very good. Very good.
The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil.
Aww.
Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005-0255.
We should first decide what to do with the body before taking any other actions. Let's take another look at the body and talk things through.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12
Okay. And that's it.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Sure.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
There's no harm in making prank calls.
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Ooh.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
Say you're not Pierre. That seems like a better idea. You don't know why.
No, this is not Pierre.
Do you have any news about Pierre?
Who is he?
He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame what you did to our country.
I'm not a salesman. I was just calling a random number and you somehow ran with it.
This is because we are bred to be leaders. I can hear the common or mixed background from your voice.
Okay, another weird person.
I just so wanted it to be Pierre. Have a pleasant evening, prankster.
Disconnect tone.
Okay. I'm stupid.
The library card is folded into two. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial.
We should first decide.
Whoever owns this card is an avid. Most of these titles.
Okay. Fine. Peculiar. Oh. A dead phone, smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. It's a house. A kick drum pulls, the music is coming from somewhere on the ice. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Is it the one in front of me? Or is it some other scary building around town? Money. Cool.
Heavy wooden doors more than twice your height stands shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. It's old too, cut and carved many centuries ago. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Sure.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Yeah, put it on the ledger.
Voila! Looks very modern.
Yay!
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
Okay.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice?
Yes, the pulsing bass. An indication of junior delinquency.
Okay. Ah. Can I upgrade my logic? I can. Why are my thoughts so bad? Fair enough. Anything else around here? More money? Before you reach drawbridge, it can be lowered from the other side. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Full of holes, could the posts hide treasure? Maybe. Yay! To your right, a white boat. Cormorant eyes you suspiciously. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Aww.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Alright,
Sorry,
Andre.
we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this. I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Cool. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. A pile of nasal sprays, brand name, nose of Ultra. Junkies! These were delinquents? Canisters filled with what appears to be water, the label says the stuff. I doubt it. A speaker, the big kind we use for live music. Alright, I'll take a short break.